Здорово, Даньків продовжує проходити Fallout Новий Вегас. Ну що ж, проблеми з нашою подружкою Кес вирішилися. Ну, точніше, її проблему ми вирішили. Тепер можна і помогти НКР. Я прийшов в табір Маккарен, тут дохреніще є роботи. Да, в НКР є бойці в силовій броні, но вони не такі, як в Братства Сталі. Конкретно, от, знаєте, от що цікаво. В 4-му Fallout, щоб носити силову броню, потрібен ядерний на батареї вставити. А нас оказується, що не треба. Конкретно, ця силова броня була захвачена в Братства Сталі, коли їх виперли з електростанції Геліос 1. Ну, прикол в тому, що братки витягли ядерні блоки з своєї силової броні. Ядерні блоки питають системи броні, щоб вона не відчувалася. Бо іначе приходиться її носити тільки за счет власної сили, як середньовекову броню. Без А це досить важко. Можна почути, що носіння такої броні без блоків, це як ніби тащиш двоголову корову на плечах. Ну, зато є два плюси. По-перше, не треба спецподготовки. Да, хто не в курсі, в 3-му Fallout і в новому Вегасі треба пройти спецпідготовку в братство, щоб носити силову броню. Ну і плюс, через відсутствие ядерного блока силова броня не має такої повищеної уязвимості до імпульсних гранат. От і командир бази.
Thought you might be able to make use of this. It's a key to a little hideaway south of here. We've used it as a place for rangers to rest and resupply. I thought you might get good use out of it. You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word. Yeah, on top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out. Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
Твоя стойкость мене поражає, полковник. Реально, стільки проблем, а він зберігає спокій. Ну, сіліще в тебе знатне.
As in chem fiends. The biggest gang of raiders I've ever seen. Nothing like addiction to swell your numbers. Psychotic and completely unpredictable. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions and my men repel them. But every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent one of my rangers after their leader to try and destabilize them. He didn't return. Hell of a thing, losing a ranger. You come to depend on them, and they come through for you so often, you forget it can happen. That vault is a hornet's nest. If you have second thoughts, no one would think less of you for it. But if you can get him home, it'd mean a lot. Watch for civilians, too. The fiends have been kidnapping locals. They just walk right into people's homes in the middle of the day and take them. But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders. Anders was trying to find the leader, Motor Runner. You hear something like a chainsaw? You've found Motor Runner. Put a bullet in his head, and you'll have some new friends around here. Could be better, I'll say that much. We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. That's a lot of resources that could do a lot of good for us. but that hasn't happened. If anything, they annexed us. They rake in the profits from our soldiers, and we're stuck protecting them from the Legion. Not exactly the plan. Now we're trying to secure the strip and the dam at the same time, and it's costing us. And in the meantime, General Oliver won't approve any offensive maneuvers, because he doesn't want to risk losing our positions. So we're in a holding pattern here. And Caesar's on the other side of the river, planning. I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building. Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements, and it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in. It's our main base. We took it because it lets us keep an eye on the strip, and it had already been fortified before the Great War. From here we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Troop allocation, supply distribution, intel. Usually General Oliver runs the show here, but he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here. Unfortunately, no. In fact, the word from the ranger stations has been especially concerning lately. It sounds like they've run into overwhelming resistance, and supplies just aren't reaching them. It's been so bad, I asked Sergeant Reyes at Camp Forlorn Hope to look into it, and see how it is that things could be so fouled up there. Everything was going according to President Kimball's plan at first. We met minor resistance from local troublemakers, but our two main objectives are still contested. Mr. House controls the strip, and he won't so much as meet with our ambassador. And we're holding Hoover Dam, but Caesar's Legion is positioning itself to overrun it. If it falls, so will New Vegas. We'd be forced to withdraw. Bye.
Да. Проблем до хрена. Ну, як я й казав, пора зменшити. Так. Ой, блін. Може, цей капітан десь внизу. Ну да.
What is it? Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis. Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago. You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd, or Sergeant Contreras, maybe. Careful with Contreras, though. He's not above suspicion himself. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor. Well, I'll leave that to you. But I would recommend Lieutenant Boyd and Sergeant Contreras as two people who usually know what's going on around here. Officially, I'm in charge of Bravo Company. But since General Oliver has Bravo and most of our forces here garrisoned, I'm free to do other things. So I work with Colonel Shu on logistics, patrols, supply lines, reinforcements, that sort of thing. Lately, it's been less about that, and more about figuring out how that information is getting leaked to raiders. It's a big base with a lot of unhappy soldiers. They get stir-crazy. Hard to separate the malcontents from the actual culprit.
Снайперська позиція, вкрасти? Ні, нічого красти я не буду. Наскільки я пам'ятаю, лейтенант Бойд з пленним легіонером сидять зверху.
One of the ranger vets looked at me, and I just about surrendered. You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place? Not big on reading name tags, huh? That's okay. My name is long and difficult to pronounce. Ready for it? It's Boyd. Lieutenant Boyd to my friends. Colonel Shu has me handling the policing duties for the base. I've told him he could make my job a whole lot easier if he would just let me shoot anyone who talks back to me. But you know how colonels can be. Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently. Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him. Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way, and I'm supposed to get information out of this guy. Don't have anything like that. Sounds nice. Like the kind of thing I'd want to take home and use on my husband. But even if we did, I don't know that I'd be comfortable using it. If there's any risk of overdose, it's not worth it. Asshole's too valuable. Yes, and one time I thought I saw a tear when I told him his uniform was unflattering. But I think he just got some dust in his eye. I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There are some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination. I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day. Ah, tear my heart out, why don't you? Well, maybe you can find a way to play with his mind, get him out of his comfort zone. People lose their heads and say things they regret. Especially if they underestimate you. This dickhead would underestimate a nuclear missile. Plenty of ways to skin a cat, as they say. Hey, what if we skinned him? Bet he wouldn't be so smug then. That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go in and have a word with him. Then I'll call you in. Long time no see, Silus.
Lieutenant, I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Selous, if you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
Ну, поговоримо з ним. Кстати, рабські ошейники, які він згадав, той ще піздець. Це не просто символ. Це, як би сказати, розроблена ще під час тої війни з Китаєм методичка для китайських пленних. Нашийник з взривчаткою і датчиком. Вийдеш за пределы. Якщо пленний вийде за пределы лагеря, взривчатка сработає і нашийник знесе йому голову. Ну або можна і нажаттям кнопки, якщо автосистема не спрацювала. Правда, в цих ошейниках, це невеликий спойлер, є один недостаток. Вони можуть взірватися від деяких звукових хвиль.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm? You must have some reason to be in your line of work. Tell me, what did the Legion do to you? Did we enslave your children? Slaughter your family before your eyes to teach you a lesson? Whatever it was, I hope I was there to give the order. Foot soldiers of the Legion are trained not to have to think for themselves, to have conflict removed from their minds. They kill themselves to evade capture because they are not trusted to make such a decision rationally in the heat of battle. But I'm no foot soldier. I knew I could escape captivity on my own without revealing the tiniest iota of information to my captors. I'll show you, gutless, you sniveling bastard. I'll spill your guts all over this room.
Is something the matter, Selous? You look upset. I don't know. I thought she seemed like a nice lady.
Your friend is a miserable fucking degenerate.
That's a long walk, Selous. I don't think it's gonna happen. You'd better just talk.
If we were on the other side of the river, I'd have her torn apart by dogs.
If you don't like dealing with me, I can bring my friend back in.
Your tactics are a joke.
Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you.
We don't have anything to discuss. Coward. I've faced odds that would make your NCR soldiers wet themselves. I've led charges against men with guns, carrying only my knife. And I can tell you, it was they who feared me. But suicide is a weak death on a battlefield. It says to your enemy that you fear capture. It says if you're caught, you can be broken. You think I'm going to slit my throat for some megalomaniacal self-appointed dictator? I didn't work my way up to have it all be taken from me out of some irrational paranoia. Caesar's losing it. I believe that. He's been shutting himself in his tent. Privately, he complains of headaches. Whatever it is, it's affecting his ability to lead. Time was essential for my mission, but we waited 3 days for him to dispatch us. Another of his headaches. Does that sound like a man in command? He has an operative planted in this very base, but does he use his agent to rescue me? No. He's content to have the agent spend his nights radioing troop positions back to our base camp. He knows I'm here, and he's left me to rot. I don't know. I know he sends intelligence by radio in the middle of the night. Sometimes that intelligence would find its way to my cantery. Then you're a fool. That man reports to Caesar on what I do here. The Legion isn't going to take me back. My only hope is to escape and disappear. But if I escape and he reports it, they'll hunt me down as long as I live. It served me to report him as much as it served you. I hope the Legion burns your wretched body at the stake when they conquer this place. Nothing I could tell you would do anything to stop that.
You did well. I don't know how you did it without putting a scratch on him, and I'm a little disappointed personally, but it saved the NCR some face. And it could save us more than that when all is said and done. I'm gonna talk to some people when we're through here. This is about double the standard fee we'd give a consultant, but from what I saw, you're more of an artist. So think of this as your commission. Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious? I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it. Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment. Colonel Shu sent him out. Now I think he feels guilty not having any way to check up on him. I don't know him very well myself. I seem to remember that he was the man to call on if you needed someone to get in and get out quietly. Colonel Shu would really be the person to talk to. Maybe break-in isn't the right word. We didn't find signs of forced entry, but I've had reports of someone sneaking into the control tower at night. It's probably just a meeting spot for a steamy military base love affair. Kids today. But it bothers me that they didn't break in. It means they have an access code. Most soldiers around the base don't have that. Sure, if you want to investigate. It's not like there's anything to steal up there. Just a bunch of old communications equipment. If you can find out any more, I'd be interested to hear it. There's something about this I really don't like. And if I weren't tied up here, I'd be staking it out personally. Not the kind of things you like to see go missing. No witnesses yet. I've got my money on Sergeant Contreras, who's supposed to be in charge of distribution, the little weasel. But he's too slick to let anyone catch him doing it. We've searched his possessions a dozen times. Nothing. Good. The more guns you can recover, the more I'll be able to use to shoot Contreras for being inept.
Що ж, поговоримо з сержантом. Думаю, очевидно, куди пропадають речі. Полковник ще казав про проблеми з їдою, так? Ну, до 12-ї ночі в нас.
Go on through, soldier.
Ще є час. Так що ми маємо з ким говорити. О, помню, хто тут є.
Did the colonel send you? I was hoping he might have changed his mind. I know. I've been crying. Stupid. I'm supposed to be a soldier. My husband, he's a ranger, and he got murdered by a pack of fiends. Goddamn savages laid his body out to rot. Brass won't say it to me straight, but they mean to leave Esteban out there. I can see that plain. You never lost anybody, have you? Not like this. Never had to think about that person you love all alone out there, cooking in the sun like meat. NCR never leaves a soldier behind. That's what the recruiters told us. Promised us. We believed them. Caps. This whole rotten town wants caps. Nobody does anything just because it's right. Fine. You want caps? You can have all of Esteban's back pay. NCR owes me, and I don't even want the damn money. Esteban's body is laid out between some of the buildings, east of the RepCon headquarters. At least that's what his squad mates said. There's an NCR position just north of there. It's on the way. They should be able to tell you what the situation is.
Ну ок. Верну я тіло свого мужа.
guy looking after me.
И, в общем-то, да, НКР своих не бросает. Ну, думаю, очевидно, що мається на увазі живих солдатів. Мертвим то вже не поможеш. А попробувати забрати тіло з опасної зони, це тільки збільшить потері. А от живих не бросять. Полковник ж попросив мене спасти рейнджера, який, можливо, ще живий. От і йому ж однозначно мертвий.
Listen, asshole, I know you're not really an NCR health inspector, so you can cut the restaurant critique routine. And I want my 50 caps back. Because I looked it up, and there ain't no disease called colorectal implosion syndrome. So I paid you to look the other way for nothing. Wait, you're not... Oh, wow, I'm sorry. You look just like... Never mind, sorry. So what can I serve you up? That's nothing. You just look like the health inspector who stopped through for the yearly inspection a couple of weeks back. I was hoping I wouldn't have to wait another 11 months to see his crooked ass to get my caps back. Ah, well. Anything I can get you? Oh, yeah. You can order up anything you want. As long as it's corn or beans. Just kidding. Haven't you heard? With a few shipments from home and a little variety, the troops are getting restless for some quality grub. You can only do so much as a chef with just corn, beans, onions, and peppers. Well, we haven't had any quality meat in months. Everyone in the camp just eating beans for protein. It isn't pretty. Some of my kitchen machinery is broken down too, so we've been eating mostly raw vegetables. And I'm desperate for spices or seasonings. Anything, just something for the general mood around here. It doesn't need to all come from the same source. There are a bunch of different vendors around who sell meat. Fitz, the Nashes, Crimson Caravan. We've never really tried to go out and organize deals with merchants to supply our food. Already having an overstock of food, we haven't needed to. But we really need some good old red meat on the menu soon. So I'm willing to divert some caps in their direction if they're open to supplying us. Here's the list. We've been scrapping together quick fixes to keep it running for months. I think it finally crapped out and needs a full overhaul. It's the goofy machine behind the counter in the corner next to the stove. I'd be much obliged if you could take a look at it and get it fixed up. I don't know. Try the various traders around the waste. Or the pawn shop in Westside might have some parts. Oh, I've heard of a place called House Tools you could check out. It's an old factory on the north side of Vegas. Just a word of warning, though. I hear no one who goes in there comes back out. Could be traps, crazy robots, or who knows what's in that place. The Crimson Caravan would probably be able to arrange a regular shipment, but I don't know of any spices known to improve mood. Hell, we have a whole research department. One guy's even set up in the main terminal building. They're the ones who ought to be looking into it. What can I do for you? What do you...
Пищевий процесор. А ну стоп. Два запальника, дві скороварки, два проводника, дві насадки пожежного шлюзу. Дві батареї, два манометра, два сенсорних модулі, 5 костюмів, одна каструля. Охренеть! Да ви іздіваєтесь?
Wish I could have been there to
Щоб
see.
собрати такий комплект, треба тонну Треба обшарити пусто вздовж, впоперек і по діагоналі. Повірте, гораздо проще вкачати навик до 60, а потім воспользуватися журналом чи ні самі. Ну, коротше, встигнем. Ей, сержант.
So you're back. So you're back.
Труп. Почекай. Сука. Хворі, критичне радотравлення. Ладно, тепер бистренько побігли в башню. Якраз в 12-й там має відбутися сеанс зв'язі. Стара диспетчерська. З передателем. Тепер сохраняємося. Чекаємо годину. І тут має хтось появитися. Да, пам'ятаю, квест той ще проблемний.
Afternoon patrol enters Fiend territory at 1300. Have them mind that stretch.
10-4, Picus. Fiends will be alerted.
Roger, Lupa.
What's the status of your primary mission, Piker?
That's not... Charges are set. Detonation will occur as the train leaves the station. Over.
How long?
Couple of minutes. What are you doing here? You don't have... I don't know what you mean.
Сука. От ми й знайшли цього предателя. А тепер пора валити до монорельса, який поєднує лагерь со стріпом. Бляха. Це якщо що на час, бо іначе бум. Сука. Я втратив трохи часу. Треба швидше. Йоб же ж вашу мать. Я наляканий, що капець. Капітан Роланд Кертіс, а точніше Фрументарій Пік, оказався предателем. Ой, а може і не так. Предатель це якщо перейшов з одної сторони на іншу. А може він, як кажуть, засланий казачок і ізначально працював на Легіон. Да, він явно працював на Легіон ізначально, якщо він аж Фрументарій, лічний агент Цезаря.
You're back.
О, блін.
Look who it is. I haven't had the privilege, but I'm told you've been an angel on our shoulder. What can we do for you at Camp Karen? No? What happened? Curtis? He's been in the NCR long before our conflict with the Legion. There's just no way. I hope you're mistaken, but somehow I don't think so. It'd explain a lot. This is much worse than anyone expected. There could be others, too. You've done everything that was asked of you. You have my personal thanks for this. And I'll make sure you receive the credit you deserve.
Блін. Це було жорстко так спішити. Оу, блін, треба обійти термінали. Там ж якби... Я лишив Буна з роботом позаді. О, тепер треба знайти ще м'ясо. Ну, взагалі продукти для оцих. Ну, для того капрала-повара.
Fine by me. I've got your back.
Що ж, поговоримо з червоним караваном. Так. Я розумію, до чого йде. Чертяки? Да, чертяки. Бляха, їх просто до хрена, отвечаю. Цікаво, ця начальниця щось мені скаже за те, що я її здав.
Need anything? Like I said, Hey there. You look... Won't be a problem. We have plenty of spice traders working with us back home, and we could get meat from the local Brahmin ranchers. The bigger issue is payment. To supply the camp with meat will cause some serious caps. That should work. We'll do a weighted exchange based on the going value of meat and vegetables. Water is invaluable in this dusty hole. Let McCarran know they should expect the first shipment in a week or so.
Отлично.
Welcome back.
Що ж, походу, так і не узнала? Хто накрив твої мерзотніші схеми? Ну що ж, вернемося в лагерь Маккарон.
Those Legion elite troops are bad blood.
Оу, стоп, стоп. спочатку повне завершення, так сказати. Робимо. Ой-ой. Що, легіонери, думаєте, в сказку попали? А плазмена сказка вам як? Ну, конечно, ще б вас не хватало, уродів.
That's the last of the ammo.
Сволочний вот. О, яка чудесна можливість показати вам ритуальне зілля. Воно відновлює. О-о-о.
That's the last of the ammo. Fine by me.
Тримай. Урон мощний і розход менший. Броня преторіанця. Я ж казав, який височенний уровень, правда? Потрібен препарат, який зменшить сон, або місце, де можна передрімати. Отже, тут Москва. Солдати МКР. Відстрілюють чортяк. Молодці. І навіть без втрат. Бом.
Fine by me. Fine by me.
патронів до цієї винтовки більше немає. Ну, з чертяками вони справляться. Вот вам и адекватная помощь. Вот там штаб-квартира, пам'ятаю. Вон ці низькі бетонні здання, там труп рейнджера. Кстати, труп появляється тільки після розговору з його жіною. Ритуальне зілля втрачає силу.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. Where do you think you're going? Christina hired you, huh? Well, if you're gonna go up there, there's a couple things you should know. Esteban's body's in the middle of those buildings up the hill there. Look carefully and you can see the fiends patrolling the rooftops. But they laid traps, too. There's mines all over. So for God's sakes, watch your feet. Get him back here. We'll get him home. Least we can do. Wish we could help more.
Дякую. Чортів я замітив. Сука. Транспортація. То, що мені треба. А, стоп, тут ще є оця дрянь. Стоп. Так. Я прям чувствовал, что так будет. А хрен с ним. Красота. Не так красиво, як в серії Елітний снайпер, ну все же. Блин.
You're mine.
Яха-муха. Того звалив зразу, ну він, правда. О-о-о. Ці вспишки від детоксина трохи бісять. Все. Розібрався з чертяками. Придеться тягти його тіло. Не хвилюйтесь, не до самого Макарона. А до вон тих солдатів якраз. На жаль, швидше нести не вийде. Ну нічого. Вернемося на базу, поговоримо із Капралом і з женою Моралеса. Точніше, з його вдовою. Ці ребята забезпечать доставку тіла в Каліфорнію. Ну і паралельно 4 чортяками стало менше. І 4 легіонерами, поки я сюди добрався.
Oh my god, are you okay? You've got to get to a medic. Doc Kemp can patch you up back at base. How could you sacrifice your body like that? You never even met him. If the NCR doesn't have a medal for this, they should make one up. That must be some kind of code of honor you hold yourself to. You're like a woman possessed. We'll make sure Ranger Morales' body gets sent back home. You don't have to, pick him up on your shoulder and haul him to California. Even though I believe you would if you had to. You should go tell Private Morales the news. I know she'll be relieved.
Тож повідомив їй.
Those Legion and elite troops are bad.
I see you're still alive.
Ах. Ну, за охоту ми візьмемося в наступному відео.
Did you start looking for Esteban? I guess my directions could have been better. They put him in a box? With a flag and all? I hope so. He'd have been proud. You did what you said you would, and I owe you. Just like I promised. This is Esteban's back pay. Every cap. Maybe the caps are all that matter to you, but you still did more for Esteban than his own country did. Thank you. Feels better knowing that Esteban's not out there in the waste. But he's still gone, you know? Feels better knowing that Esteban's not out there in the waste.
Hello?
Hey, back for... That should help balance our stock of food more reasonably and save us a ton of caps. Good work.
Да, от ми й помогли базі. Ну і лічно цій дамочці. Ну, а в наступному відео ми вирішимо ще кілька проблем бази і займемося охотою за чертяками. А на цьому все. Дякую за увагу. Пока!